This is a Swede Speaks.
It's time for This Week in Sweden. For the first time in a long time, I'm actually doing This Week in Sweden on the right week, so I can call this Week in Sweden and not Last Week in Sweden. So let's get started with that. On Monday, December 18th, 2017, Morgan Johansson, who is Minister for Domestic Affairs, demands that Muslims in Sweden contribute to less tensions in the Swedish society, instead of more. He said this in the aftermath of the Malmö demonstrations, where people shouted in Arabic about shooting Jews, and the fire attack on the synagogue in Gothenburg. Morgan Johansson said that, quote, "If you have been given sanctuary in Sweden, our rules apply," end quote. It was reported that the Stockholm terror trial against the Uzbek citizen Rakhmat Akilov could begin in February 2018. The Swedish government's proposal of 5 months of forced paternal leave was stopped. The so-called non-socialist parties, the Moderate Party, the Christian Democrats, the Liberal Party, the Center Party, together with the Sweden Democrats, are all opposed to the proposition, and thus there is no majority for the proposition in the Swedish parliament. So, at least a little less socialism in Sweden. That's good news. On Tuesday, December 19th, it was reported that Rakhmat Akilov, who has confessed the Stockholm terror attack, gets his own section in prison and does not have to sit in a prison cell. In detention, Akilov made Nazi salutes, had outbursts of rage, and he has been found with a sharp object. So I guess this is how it pays off. One of the 3 men detained for the attack on the synagogue in Gothenburg was released. The released person is an 18-year-old man. He is still under reasonable suspicion for the attack, which is the lower grade of suspicion in Sweden. Wednesday, December 20th. In Gothenburg, a man in his 30s was found severely stabbed in downtown Gothenburg on Wednesday morning. He was brought to hospital, but he died of his wounds. An organization called the Islamic Council for Cooperation in Sweden criticized Morgan Johansson, the Minister for Domestic Affairs, in an open letter. They demand an excuse from him for his statement that Muslims should contribute to less tensions in the Swedish society. Prime Minister Stefan Löfven said in an interview with SVT, Sveriges Television, the license-payer-funded public broadcaster of Sweden, that he wants to make an exception for a specific group of asylum seekers in relationship to Sweden's new and stricter line in migration policies. People who arrived in Sweden before November 24, 2015, who said that they were under the age of 18 and who are studying will be allowed to stay in Sweden. This applies even if it has been discovered that they were older than 18 years. If they truthfully said that they were older, they will not be allowed to stay. Also an interesting fact about how things pay off in Sweden. On Thursday, December 21st, Magdalena Andersson, Minister for Finances, requested that asylum seekers go elsewhere than to Sweden. She said that Sweden should not accept more people than the country is able to integrate. And in Karlskrona, in Blekinge, in the south of Sweden, during the night to Thursday, the church organ of Trefaldighetskyrkan, meaning the Holy Trinity Church, in Karlskrona was demolished. An unknown perpetrator broke the organ. In the neighborhood of Kolberga, in Oskarshamn, in Småland, in the southeast of Sweden, 2 masked perpetrators robbed Coop Konsum, a grocery store, at 5:30 p.m. They got an unknown amount of cash from the robbery. And yesterday, Friday, December 22nd, it's almost Christmas. And Sveriges Radio, which is a licenser-payer-funded radio broadcaster, Sveriges Radio means Sweden's radio, or Radio Sweden, or Radio Sweden, they broadcasted Muslim devotions. When the Christian newspaper Dagen asked Sveriges Radio about this, Sveriges Radio said that it was a mistake and that no one in the editorial staff had reacted. Close to Christmas. Interesting. Gustav Fridolin, spokesperson for the Green Party and Minister for Education, criticized Magdalena Andersson. Magdalena Andersson is a social democrat and he belongs to the Green Party, but they're both members of the same government. He criticized her statements that asylum seekers should go elsewhere than Sweden. Fridolin said, quote, "The danger is that if everyone said so, there will be no sanctuary left for the one who really needs to flee." End quote. I would really like to sit in on one of these government meetings. That's got to be fun. So that's some of the stories that came out of Sweden for the last 5 days, this week so far. I mean, except for today, because I intend to make another video hopefully next Friday, but we'll see, because I have something else planned for next Friday to record, so we'll see. But next Friday, or maybe Saturday, we'll see, next week at least, I intend to make another video about next week in Sweden. So hopefully I'm back on track with this now. I hope so. I would like to thank everyone who is supporting this channel. That's really great. I just got a donation last night, and thank you very much for that. And if you like what I do, feel free to support my work with $1, with $2, with $10, whatever you want. I appreciate any and all support. Most of my videos are demonetized, not all, most. So any support really helps. So that's really all I have to say right now. Until next time, have a nice day, God bless, and Merry Christmas.